What's going on, my good people? What a gwan, what a gwan, what a gwan. You already. You don't know. Welcome back to the Gaza Zone, my good people. And if this your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for your boy and put them notification bells and put them on all so you do not miss a content. Why? Because we'll be bringing them bangers that you don't want to miss. And in today's video, we have Vybz Kartel liar. Isaac Buchanan, you don't know the best of the best lawyers Vybz Kartel had. And this brother works so hard, you have to give him his proper respect for all the hard work he had put in to free Vybz Kartel. He's not free as yet, he's still behind bars, but the murder conviction is overturned. Yes, sir. So what we waiting on now is the paperwork from England to reaches Jamaica so they could get it, look at it, and release the world boss. Yes, sir. So we gonna let Isaac Buchanan, his lawyer, break it down and tell you exactly what's going on with all the proper procedure when it comes towards the paperwork.
The Privy Council, they quashed the conviction.
Right.
And some people say squash, but no, it's not squash. Let's break it down.
Yes.
Them chew it out.
Yes,
dash
sir.
it away.
Yes, sir.
It's no more.
Okay.
And let Kartel and Sean Storm and Kara Jones and Andre St. John, I saw them and there was like we don't have convictions, so what you doing here? But, that's an inside joke. But the hype now because they don't have the life sentence over the head.
Right.
They don't have the stigma of being a convict over the head. The Constitution, which the whole Jamaica now know is a powerful legal document. You are now cloaked in the presumption of innocence. So people can say, people can chat and to borrow from the Baroness at the end of the day is just chat and nothing else.
Yes, sir.
That's where we are right now. And we await our Court of Appeal, which the Privy Council said is to consider if at all a retrial can take place.
So if it's quashed, why is it not an immediate release? If in that he's no longer seen as a convicted murder accused or whatever, why is he still in jail?
The criminal,
or prison?
I can answer that. The criminal law is rigid. So when you hear that law is black and white,
yes, sir.
Forget about the gray areas. A perfected order must come from the king. Facts. The king is actually our head of state. He has not yet signed that document, or that document has not left his desk.
Okay.
I can tell you up to this morning, we did have sight of the draft order.
Oh, yeah.
And we take no issue with it.
Okay.
And so we await the king to sign off for the order that gives effect to the quashing of the conviction and the directions to our Court of Appeal.
So when that is done, then he can be free, or there's still another process that he
so the process is our Court of Appeal, which is a competent court. I'm saying that because people are. You hear it in the spaces. Oh, the white man, them did have to let them go. And the black people couldn't do it.
It's law.
That's not how law works.
Facts.
The judges are completely disconnected from what is before them. They have judicial independence, and they actually, a panel of judges actually wrote the questions. It is the court's questions that the Privy Council answered, and they declined to answer to in light of the breach that they found in with the jury issue. Our court is waiting. They're not sitting idly wondering what are we going to do. They know what they're going to do. The court is going to decide whether, if at all, they can order a retrial.
Facts.
So the question that should flow is, why can't they order a retrial? The defense lawyers will make their case, and the prosecution will say, but here's why you should order a retrial. And wherever the balance lies, that's what will be the result.
Okay, so DPP Paul Lowen, she has announced her intention for a retrial for Kartel. What are your thoughts on that?
It's nice. It's really good for TV. What everybody
No,
what everybody is
The reason why you consider that.
you mean?
No.
You like say you would want to stretch out as far as possible.
Why?
Forget 64.
As long as me
Let's make
further
it
Hold on. As I'm
good.
Listen, you say I go fix your business now. Imagine I come on this show,
Yes.
announce to the world that I'm selling Bandulu tickets, and you think I want this thing stretched out? Money me, I look away you there.
Yeah, are you paid by the hour?
Absolutely not. But yeah, so let's get that was a joke. Yeah, thank you. Because sometimes they miss my sarcasm, so let's make it clear. That was public service announcement. It was a joke. What we want people to appreciate, and I'm saying we, because from the judicial side of it, the court, the workings of the court, we want people to understand criminal law is an adversarial system.
Yes, sir.
So when I was growing up, if you was watching Law and Order and you was watching Matlock, Perry Mason, I'm trying to think of all of them, Boston
Nero.
Legal, anything with suits.
Yeah.
It's a adversarial thing, and people want to win. So prosecutors prosecute,
Facts.
and defense attorneys defend.
Facts.
And the judges judge.
Yes, sir.
And when you're the jury, you judge as well.
Yes, sir.
And if you are entertained by the defense attorney, the jury might say, my spirit take that one day, not guilty. If you like the prosecutor side, you probably say, my spirit take that one day, guilty. So that's the beauty of the jury system and the simplicity of it. It's enshrined from Magna Carta and in our constitution in terms of fair trial.
There you go.
Now, so we shouldn't take it personal. There's an assumption that at the end of the day, in some arenas, not always, you will see prosecutors and defense attorneys go at it, but right at the break or right at the 4 o'clock when court is over, they say, "You going to Starbucks? Are we going swimming this weekend?
Listen,
Tennis, anyone?"
I know you and DPP Miss Llewellyn is not so nice.
No, well, there's a significant age difference, and so you have to stay within your generation. It's advised to do so, but outside of that, I'm just saying we are not bad.
Yeah.
And so I'm using this platform for people to understand that outside of this case, there are a million other cases that we do that guidance would have been. You learn guidance from her experience. She has not prosecuted a particular case because she's assessed the file. So it cannot be that the ones that she decide to prosecute, you say, "Oh, she wicked." And then when you get your way, you say, "Oh, she's so good." And you see it all the time.
Yeah.
Even for defense attorneys, you free this person, the people who you free, they are happy, but the people who they say get hurt are sad. You can't please everybody.
Yeah.
So when it comes to and I'm still answering the question that you asked me, is that it is our right to assess the situation and make a determination what she wants to do, and just as it is the defense's position to defend.
So you think that if a retrial takes place,
Not gonna happen, but go ahead. Hypothetically,
if a retrial takes place, I mean, it wouldn't. Wait, but this will lead me to our next question. When you say hypothetical, what I mean? So what's the best case scenario for you guys?
what's the best case scenario?
Yeah.
Well, you mean what's the only case scenario?
Or what's the only case?
I'm not trying to try the case in public.
Right.
Save and except to say that in using the Constitution, and that's why I said the question to ask, if at all, there are several issues. So generally, you have delay. Our courts have already pronounced that 8 years is a long time. They have been locked up for 13 years. Availability of witnesses. Is the witnesses available?
Right.
And we're not just talking about the material witness. We're talking about officers who have retired, whatever. And then what of the evidence?
Right, the preservation of evidence.
What about publicity? What about the prospects of having a fair
Well,
hearing?
that was literally going to be my question. If a retrial takes place, how is it? Do you think that it would be fair for everyone charged?
Just the judges in their wisdom will be able to answer that.
Okay.
Because naturally, from where I sit, I am going to say no.
So you can't. So you don't want a retrial. That's what it sounds.
It's not gonna happen.
So would it then be? Would he be then released on time serve, or would it?
No. He's not. There's no time.
He wasn't.
There's
convicted.
no time. In fact, there's a nice thing in the order when the king sign it that says pay the man them money for their legal fees that they wasted.
Okay.
So it's a matter for the public if they want, if you want to use the taxpayers' money and your KFC money to pay to see another trial, so that defense lawyers and prosecutors can dress up every day and get a lot of media attention at the expense of men who need to get their freedom.
So you bring up the Privy Council, not the Privy Council, the juries and the jury trial system. So this Privy Council ruling, it has raised some concerns about potential flaws in the existing legislation, specifically about the jury trial system. It seems like now lawmakers them a rush for close some loopholes. What are your thoughts on that? Me they made the joke last week, say this set a precedent, say if a lawyer case I go back, them can just introduce like a tainted juror, bribe and say, get bribe out. Oh, look, case gone bad. Mistrial. So, what are your thoughts on that though?
It's interesting that you say that, because that's the assumption. And what we do bad, and this is my criticism, not on the judiciary, but on Parliament. We're going to be nice about the criticism. We love shortcut. We behave like how people use AI to do their homework and stuff like that. I call it piecemeal legislation. If you don't use mature consideration in drafting what is it that you want to achieve, everything is going to run amok. For instance, we have already made changes to the legislation. We no longer have jury trials with 12 jurors unless it's capital murder. We're down to like 7. Now, what the amendment that is going to be made, it is going to happen and ought to happen a long time ago. We shouldn't wait until, for instance, a dog bites a baby and then we say, the fine is $100, it needs to be $1 million, and then we run and amend it. We should think about how.
That's a lot of facts, for real. You should go ahead and put the laws into place before the situation happen. You can't wait for the situation to happen, then you wondering what we gonna do. But Isaac Buchanan, he put it down real good. So you heard everything that he got to say. This was a long interview. I know he got a lot more he have to say, but the most important part that we wanted to hear, we heard that already. So we basically waiting on the judges from UK to send over the paperwork to Jamaica. And that's when Jamaica could act on everything. That's when Vybz Kartel now could get bail, but we still have to wait on that paperwork, because it could be in the paperwork saying that you have to release him without bail. Because you hear Isaac said the court have to repay Vybz Kartel for his lawyer's fee because they waste his time. They overturned the trial and says they should repay them for their lawyer's fee. So you already know the UK was against that trial. Everything was done illegally. It was too much corruption. So it might be no bail for them. They might just release them just like that when that paperwork comes in. Because even though we hear what the judge say, the paperwork gonna be different. They might add a lot of stuff to close all loophole, so Jamaica's system can't do no corruption and no phoniness. So when the paperwork hits Jamaica, that's when they gonna act on everything, on releasing Vybz Kartel and all that. So within a couple of days, all that should, come to forefront, and we should be able to know what's going on. So I say by next week. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Gaza Nation, you don't know. Gaza Zone, we're there. Bless up everybody that been checking us out. You don't know. Share this video, like up this video. Peace and love. And we up out of here.